How's it going, everyone? I have a lot of people that want me to talk about DGLY, this penny stock right here. I'm not in this stock right now, but I will tell you guys what I see, and I do like the volume on this stock right here, as it had decent volume before too, and that's what kind of tells me like, I don't like it to see a stock drop down and then just have volume, but this had over a million volume consistently past here. But the main thing that I look for is we had a reverse split, right? We dropped down pretty big. We did a 1 for 20 reverse split. Um, and we had 213 million volume doing that. We started to see some green buyers coming in here. You can see that these greens candle, there is some buyers coming in here. The last thing is we haven't touched this EMA 5 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I told in the previous video that I would look for this thing to be a lot closer to that 10-day mark. Well, we're at 8 days now, okay? The KDJ right down here is located at 2.17. That is extremely low. I like to look for less than 3, and we finally started getting that in this range here. So obviously they're going to do another reverse split. This organically getting over $1 is just not going to happen. So we know that's gonna happen. They're gonna do a reverse split. Um, but here's the targets that we want to look for. If we are going to the EMA 5, so we use our data and price range from here to here, you're looking at a pretty nice gain. Right in here is a 57% return. Pretty nice. And price will come to that. We always see price do that. It's just a matter of how stubborn they are. To the EMA 10 is a 290% gain. And then just for kicks and giggles, if we go to this 20, you're looking at a 685% return. Most likely not going to go to the 20. I would just target this EMA 5. Anything above the 5 is just more money on top. All right. I wouldn't look to say, hey, we got to get more than that. But a 50% return is pretty good. The next thing I see is a nice consolidation here. We're coming into this range, right? We just been consolidating in this range, so you could better believe it that if you come back and test the top of this candle, there's probably going to be some resistance here as price just kind of just consolidated in here. So you would much rather try to get it near the lower range than the top of this range. Okay, so we can definitely see that we're in this consolidation range, and that's good because what's happening is the sellers are not taking this any lower. There's buyers coming in, sellers drop it down, buyers coming it in, and basically what happens is it zigzags till it finally makes a big move. All right, that's just common, price action. If price consolidates after a big down move, it's looking to make something there to the upside, most likely, due to the fact that, hey, we have a low K value. I'm not basing my whole thing on this, but a 2.17 is pretty freaking low, right? 1 for 20, that was not a big reverse split. I'm actually surprised they didn't do a bigger one than that. And then we did have a nice sizable gap here. You can all see there's a gap here. Does it want to fill this gap? It very well could. It very well could. But conservative gains, I would look for that 5, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 daily candles not touching the 5. That is considered long. I would think around that 10th candle, 10 or 11th candle, we hit that EMA 5, okay? So they did delay their quarterly report filing, so you can read about that. We can look all into that. And so there should be maybe a run up into that the end of March 31st, 2025. Current market cap 230K. That's pretty freaking low. But I would say, obviously all pennies are not really something you want to hold long. This is one of those you just get in and stab, right? You make a nice little gain, 20% in and out, right? Obviously there's room to that, easily 50% or if not more. I've seen a lot of plays make monster moves doing these kind of patterns with this kind of volume. So that's how I would look to play. Everyone's different. Obviously, don't put more money than you need into this. If you only want to spend like $1,000, $2,000, don't go over that budget because not every penny's gonna work. I've seen some pennies you're like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't over leverage on that one, right? So that's how I would look into this. It's got to be some money you're comfortable risking because it's a risky stock. It's sub 10 cents. It's got to do another reverse split. We know that. But I have no doubt about it, higher risk, bigger reward. We are going to touch that 5. It's a guarantee. The only thing that sucks is if it keeps going down, then the 5 keeps going down. but unless you're way below this 5. A lot of people probably started this thing way up in here when it started falling down, probably got on this candle here, probably got, got on this or this, and then it just kept going down. But we are at this lower range. Maybe if we can come down a little more, but we're at this lower range of around the 0.3 cents. Anything in the 3 cents is pretty good in my opinion. All right. If you guys want to join the Discord, as always, you guys are more than welcome to join. I treat you guys all like family here. I love to have everyone in here. Click the link down below in the YouTube comments below and in the description. It'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you want to become a member, hit how to subscribe and hit hashtag day trade alerts. This will give you access to everything, the swing trades, the day trades for an all-time low cost of $12 a month. Subscribe on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you don't, it'll be like $15 or $16, but still amazing deal. If you're new to the service, as long as you stay in, you'll be lifetime granted into that membership, grandfathered in. It is going to go up in time, that I can guarantee you. As I've added new stuff into this service. You're going to get day trading education. I love day trading the most. You're going to get swing trading education. You're going to get my live streams every day that you can come on in, chat with me, any questions. And honestly, I'll be in the Discord all the time. This is where I live and breathe. I love trading. So you guys, if you have anything, let me know. But read how to subscribe and hit day trade alerts. That's all you have to do. If you have an Android, you will have to use your phone or your phone's browser, or just use a computer. That's the easiest way to subscribe. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about DGLY. All right, I think this is leading up to a massive pump. I think if I was going to risk it on a penny stock, this one's not too shabby. This one's not too bad. I like the consolidation, lots of volume, low K value, low KDJ. That's what's really catching my attention. A 2.17 is pretty freaking low. So you're going to get a nice little pump up there. But don't be greedy. Once it touches that EMA 5, I would look to get out for sure. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Give this video a like, subscribe, comment, share it out to people who are interested in DGLY. But that's my analysis. Peace out.